Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. It has been a very, very long time, and you're back to the same boring content, so welcome. So just before this video starts, I'm not going to be doing any like editing and stuff. I'm not going to be doing a bunch of cuts in between takes. I'm pretty much just going to take a bunch of clips of whatever for the next couple days, bunch them all together, and that is what you will get. So yeah, maybe that'll help it be more raw and cool and whatever, but I'm also just very pregnant, and soon I will not be very pregnant, but I'm also gonna be very lazy, so I don't feel like editing. So yeah, let me just go ahead and get into this before I make this video like an hour long. It is the night before my induction. It's like 7 o'clock now. I'm very nervous. I don't know why. Like, I know what birth is like, but you kind of block out like what it's really like. Like, you know it's painful, you know it's a lot, you know it's stressful and all that good stuff, but like you kind of block out just how painful it really is. So I'm kind of just trying to prepare myself for that. Other than that, I'm just really excited. I'm excited to have my body back. I'm excited to not be pregnant anymore. I'm excited for the parents to be able to finally hold their baby and see their baby. And I'm just, all the things. I'm definitely more excited than I am nervous. So I think that's a good thing. But yeah, so it's 7 o'clock. I ordered some food because I'm not cooking tonight. I'm not doing the dishes tonight. I'm literally just gonna eat my food, watch some TV, and go to bed early because I'm gonna have an early day tomorrow. I guess not that early, but Elizabeth wakes up around 6 in the morning, so we're gonna wake up. Excuse me being out of breath. I'm pregnant, deal with it. So we're gonna wake up around 6 in the morning. I think I'm gonna have like a pretty like good breakfast tomorrow. Just because like in the hospital, obviously when you're in labor, like you can't really like eat that much anyway. Well, you can. I ate during my entire labor, but I didn't have like a huge appetite. Like I didn't want a whole meal. I was kind of just like snacking on little things here and there, if I even remember doing that, like chocolates and stuff. I know I had some chocolate. But so I'm like gonna have a good breakfast in the morning, so that way when I get to the hospital, I'll have my bag with like my snacks and stuff in it, but I don't like, I want that to be enough. And yeah, then I'm just gonna get ready to go. We're leaving the house at like 9. The parents, or well, the mom is picking me up at 9 in the morning. And dad's gonna meet us there later on. Probably just like in the afternoon. So yeah, that is how my morning is gonna go. Other than that, I'm just gonna be chilling at the hospital being induced. I'm probably gonna record like, or even take pictures of like little snippets of things, just so that like I'll have the memory of it when I'm going back and I'm talking about my birth story, just so it's a little bit easier for like the timeline. Because for those people who have given birth before, you know, like it can feel like it's going a lot faster and a lot slower than it actually is. Time is an illusion when you're in labor, like honestly. So I just want some way just to like help me gauge kind of like when certain things happened. But other than that, I'm not really going to be doing much like recording while I'm there until afterwards when I'm in the postpartum room. I'm gonna go eat my food, I'm going to go to sleep, and I will talk to you in the morning. Bye. Hello. That was quite the adventure. I'm no longer pregnant. Like I said before, like the parents were in the room. I wanted to give them their privacy, so I wasn't like recording really. But yeah, I'm gonna be down in this labor and delivery room still for like 2 hours. It's a little past 1 right now. And I think they said like around 3-ish they should have a room for me upstairs, and that's when I will go upstairs. Pretty much I had her this morning around like 5 in the morning. I don't remember like the exact time, but it was 5 in the morning. The only reason I don't have a room yet is because when I did have a room earlier, I was asleep. Like, I was knocked the fuck out. So I like just stayed down here. They said they didn't want to wake me up, and like I'm just gonna go upstairs and sleep anyway, so it didn't really matter. So yeah, I figured while I have some time, I ordered some food, but I'm a little bit nauseous, so I'm just gonna wait and let my stomach kind of get adjusted. But I figured I would tell you guys about my birth, or my birthing experience. I may be rambling on for a while, and that is okay. As you can see, I'm kind of good now. I feel okay. So I think that's a good little indicator that, you know, everything ended up working out fine, but a little rough. So we came in around noon. We came in at like 10 in the morning for our appointment to be induced, but by the time I actually started being induced, it was like noon. I was on Pitocin for a while. Nothing was really happening, and then around 4:30-ish, they broke my waters, and that is when things kind of started picking up a little bit, not like too much. After they broke, also, first off, I didn't have them like break my water with Elizabeth, and I don't remember my water breaking, but like it literally just feels like you're peeing on yourself. Like, they did it, it felt like I was sitting in a pool of pee pretty much, like, you know, it doesn't smell or look like pee. And then I stood up to like try and go to the bathroom, and literally just another pool of that came out. So that was a really weird experience. A little bit after that, I started using like the nitrous, like the laughing gas, because I really wanted to try and go without the epidural, because I always hear it's better for recovery. It's a little bit of foreshadowing there. So I really wanted to try that, and so first I wanted to try the laughing gas, and it does help, honestly. I think I used the laughing gas for, I want to say like an hour or two before it started like not really helping anymore. It pretty much like, it doesn't take the pain away, but like at all, but it takes the edge off, and so like you can distract yourself, takes the edge off, whatever, so it's not as bad. So I was fine with that for a little while, and then like I just couldn't take it anymore, and I ended up getting the epidural. But I noticed right away with the epidural, one of my legs was getting more numb than the other. My right leg was like pretty much completely numb, and my left leg was like numb-ish, but definitely not as numb. And I asked them about it, like I brought it up right away. I asked them, and they said that that's normal. Like sometimes it just like, it'll kind of go in waves, and I was like, okay, whatever. Later on, I want to say, so I got the epidural around 11:30 p.m. In between this, like nothing's really going on, by the way. Like it seems like I'm kind of jumping kind of far in the story, but that's because like literally nothing was happening in between these. Both the parents were here, so we were just watching movies, watched all the Rush Hours, as we should. We were watching movies and just talking, like, you know, there was nothing else to do. But after I got the epidural, they were like, they wanted to give me some space to kind of be able to rest and stuff, which was nice because I was able to rest a little bit after I got the epidural. So I got that around 11:30, and by like, I want to say 2:30-ish, like I started getting in a lot of pain, and it wasn't like at first, because you know they tell you that the epidural you could still feel pressure, but it's not pain. Like you shouldn't feel any pain, and I was, so I was pretty much like gripping the walls of these and like having to like hum through the pain, And the nurse came in and she was just like, all right, like, we're gonna figure this out. You had the anesthesiologist come in, and they give you like this button so you can give yourself like a little bonus dose, but I'm like, that's not doing anything for me. Like, I'm in pain right now. So they gave me like a new like full dose of the epidural, and it just kept making my legs more and more numb, but my stomach, I was still feeling all the pain of the contractions, and down in like my vagina, I was feeling all of the pressure from the baby. So it was pretty much like I was only numb from like my thighs down almost. And I didn't understand why that was happening. He kept like doing this like test to see if like it was like a wipe or something, maybe an alcohol wipe, and he would like wipe my arm and then wipe my legs, and like if it felt different, that meant that it was working. And I was just like, yes, like I understand, like my legs are numb, the top of my stomach is numb, but like I'm feeling everything. Like, so I don't know, they kept doing that. The anesthesiologist stayed in the room for a little bit, like on the computer and with the meds and like figuring stuff out. And then the doctor came in and she checked me. I guess I missed a detail. So around, I don't know, I want to say like 8 o'clock or so, I was about 4 centimeters, give or take. I think it was around 8. And then, no, it was when I got the epidural. So right after, oh my God, I'm sorry, this is gonna be all over the place. Basically, I kept saying that like I wanted to wait and see how like progressed I had been before I got the epidural, because if I was at a certain point, then I wasn't gonna get the epidural and I was just gonna ride it out till the end. But then it just like, they said they were gonna come in at 10, but you know, they didn't end up coming in at then. Like they had, I don't know, they were doing other things. So by like 10:30, 11, I was like, I don't care how far I am, give me the epidural. So I got the epidural around 11:30, and they came and checked me a little bit after that, like around 11:45ish or something like that. And when they checked me, I was still only at like 4 centimeters. Sorry, now fast forward back to what I was just saying, around 2:30ish in the morning, when they checked me after me getting like the extra doses and saying that I was in a lot of pain and felt a lot of pressure, I was already at 8 centimeters. So from give or take 12 to 2:30 in like a 2-hour span, I jumped 4 centimeters. So that was good. But obviously what wasn't good is that my epidural wasn't doing what it was supposed to. Because I had one with Elizabeth as well, and that's not how it is. You know, like I should not have been in that much pain. Like I couldn't talk. So the parents were texting me. I wasn't supposed to get my cervix checked until 4 a.m. because they do it kind of like every 4 hours or so, especially after they break your waters because of the risk of infection. So they weren't supposed to come in at like 4, and so the mom had texted me and she was like, hey, like let me know when the doctors are saying they're going to be coming in, and we'll make our way back to the room. And I was just like, oh well, by the way, I'm already 8 centimeters, so you should probably come back in the room anyway. And they were like, oh shit, like okay. So they came back in the room, and I couldn't even talk to them. Like I couldn't form a sentence pretty much. I wasn't listening to anything. I couldn't talk to anyone. Like it was just pain. The fact that I was even able to text them, that took a while for me to even be able to grab my phone and text them. So around, they ended up back in the room at like 3:30, and that's when I was still 8 centimeters. They checked me around 4. I was only, then I made it up to 9 centimeters, and by 5 o'clock I was 10 centimeters, or no, like by 4:30, I was 10 centimeters. So they had all the doctors come in, and like I was still, in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, I can still feel everything. So I ended up having to push her out and do that basically unmedicated, which is what I wanted, but not exactly. So my legs were like sacks of potatoes. They had like both of the doctors like holding my legs up, obviously, like, you know, so I could push. And I was just like in so much pain. I don't know how people can go the whole time completely unmedicated. Like, it was just the most intense and invasive pain I've ever felt. But I will say, I think it kind of helped because I ended up having her within 30 minutes. And with my daughter, I also have like the labor and delivery video of her birth. But with her, I literally was pushing for 4 hours, and like my epidural did work that time, and so I couldn't feel anything, and so that's why like I wasn't able to like listen to my body or anything like that, and I was kind of just pushing when they told me to push, but I couldn't tell like how hard I was even really pushing. So I think me being unmedicated made it a lot better for me to be able to listen to my body, to really feel the contractions to me. So I was able to like feel her head like actually getting down the canal. Like it worked out in the end. So I delivered her. It was fucking rough. The Ring of Fire is no joke. And then after that, they were pretty much, like they were saying that my placenta wasn't being delivered yet, so it took a little while for them to get the placenta out. They had to keep like massaging me and stuff, to get it out. Sorry, my lips are chapped as hell. They were massaging me a lot to like get it out. Finally got it out, and I started bleeding so heavily. They said, I don't remember if they said it was like my body was hemorrhaging or that it was trying to hemorrhage, but like they pretty much kept like taking towels, like these little blue towels, and were shoving them inside of me and taking them out, just soaked in blood. Sorry if this is TMI, but this is the birth video, so they kept coming out completely soaked in blood. I think they said there were like 10 towels, 15 towels, I don't know, somewhere between like 10 and 15 towels just completely soaked in blood. And then they gave me like a shot in my thigh, which I didn't feel. My thigh was still completely numb. And the shot in my thigh was supposed to like make it so that my blood was actually able to clot. And so that, like, once my blood was able to clot, I started passing these like massive blood clots. The best way I can describe it, it was pretty much like I was like pooping like out of my vagina, but it was just blood clots. Like it was just like you could feel the balls of flesh just like, yeah. So every time they would like massage out, it was like so I'm laughing now, but like in the moment I was kind of horrified because it seemed like it just wasn't stopping. So once they got, you know, the placenta's out, that stopped. You know, I was still completely, I had feelings still completely down there, so they got some like lidocaine, like an injection thing of it, so that they could give me stitches down there. I only ended up having like a surface like 1 degree tear or something like that, which is good because with my daughter I had like a really bad 3rd degree, almost 4th degree tear. So once again, I think the fact that I was, you know, able to listen to my body and stuff, I think that helped with the tearing. And yeah, after that I pretty much just immediately went to sleep. So around like 5:36, I wanted to say like 6 o'clock, everybody left the room. I laid down, went to sleep, and have pretty much just been sleeping on and off since then. Like I said, it's now 1:25, and I pretty much have just been sleeping on and off since then. Like once the storm was over, it was just like honestly like a breath of fresh air. I'm really happy with how my experience went. Like they put her on my chest when she first came out, but I guess like the cord was around her neck once, they were getting her like situated and stuff, so she was pretty much on my chest, very short, and then they brought her over and like started working on her and stuff, like getting the mucus and stuff out. But I was in so much pain, like I didn't really look at her. Like I don't remember if my eyes were closed or if I was just like looking around the room like, holy fuck, like I basically just did that with no epidural. It was like I wasn't even here, pretty much. So the parents ended up coming in like a few hours like after, like once everything was like settled and stuff, and I got to hold her and we like talked and stuff, so that was really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat my food, and maybe I'll talk to you guys later. If I don't talk to you guys later, then I hope you have a good day. But if I do record, then still have a good day. But I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so it's now 5:20, and I'm up in the postpartum floor now. They moved us up here around 3:30-ish, something like that. So I've been up here for a little bit. The parents just went to go get us all some food, so I'm gonna be eating. I got a really pretty view. I'm gonna show you guys like a clip of the view in a second. It snowed a couple days ago, so like there's like snow on the tops of the buildings, and it looks really pretty, like with the way that the sun was setting. So we love a good view. I still feel really good. Like my pain is at a 0. They just gave me another thing of Tylenol, but I haven't had any since like I want to say like 11 or something like that. I don't know, it's been a while. Just went to the bathroom again. There's pretty much no more bleeding. I'm able to go to the bathroom by myself, do everything myself. Obviously like the stitches kind of sting a little bit, but other than that, like I'm feeling really, really good, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat my food in a little bit, and I don't know if I'm gonna take a shower right after that, or if I'm just gonna take a shower like sometime before I like go to bed for the night. But I do want to shower sometime today because I haven't showered yet. So yeah, nothing else is really going on so far. We're just kind of hanging out. Yeah, I'll update you guys probably sometime, either tomorrow or when I'm actually being discharged, but nothing's really happening. Like I feel good, I look good. So I don't know, I'm very thankful for how good I'm feeling, especially with how like rough the birth was. Like I'm so happy that I feel this good afterwards. Yeah, I don't know, I feel really good. I took a picture of what I look like 12 hours postpartum. Obviously you still kind of look a little bit pregnant. Obviously I don't look 9 months pregnant anymore, but I want to say you kind of look like 5 or 6 months pregnant after you give birth. Yeah, so I'll put a picture of that just for reference, and so I can kind of look back on that. Yeah, talk to you guys another time. All right, so it is the next day, the 28th. I'm having some tea right now. I'm, I guess, a little bit over 24 hours postpartum. So they're gonna take out my IV now, or in a little bit. I don't know where they went. But pretty much they said like everything is good. Like my bleeding is pretty much done. My uterus is firm. Like everything is the way it already should be. And then if I want to, I can go home today. And honestly, I miss my daughter. I miss my boyfriend. I miss my bed. I miss just, you know, feeling normal and not like a patient. So I'm gonna go home today. I just got my breakfast, so I want to eat my breakfast first, maybe see the baby one more time, and just kind of, you know, relax for a little bit before I go home. But other than that, today is the freaking day. I'm really happy that I get to go home today. I'm especially really happy that I already feel so good that I can go home today. So that's super exciting. I got a binder yesterday. I took it off so I could eat because it was kind of like my stomach. But I'm really glad that I got this binder. I have one at home already, but obviously it's at home, so I wanted something to wear while I'm here. And I'm really glad that I did because I was having a little bit of back pain because of the epidural. That helped a lot with that. Obviously, it helped a lot with my stomach as well. So 10 out of 10 recommend getting a binder if you are postpartum. Like I heard that they were only for people who had C-sections, but I mean, I didn't have a C-section. I just asked if they had one and they gave me one. So definitely worth asking. Worst they could say is no, but I don't think that they would. So this is gonna be the end of my birth vlog. I hope that I explained everything right. Everything was kind of a blur. It was an overwhelming experience, but I feel really, really good about everything. I'm so excited for the parents and for myself. And yeah, that's my cue. I'm gonna go now.